everybody. Benny's here. Hey, we're going to learn the last song in Suzuki Book 3. Turn that book over. Suzuki Piano School Volume 3. It's the very last song in the book, and it's called Teasing Song. And I'm not kidding either. Okay, this song has some very nice chords in it, so let's learn the chords first because the melody is very easy, and if we know the chords, we can easily learn this song. Okay, here we go. All right, Benny's asked me to finish out this video, so he said it's a little bit over his head. Anyway, it's a kind of a fun little song, and it was recently added to the Suzuki repertoire, so it might not be in the older books, but here it is, and we have got 4 sharps in the key signature, so this is probably the first time that students have played a piece with 4 sharps, and you know, we want to look at the E major scale first, and we want to look at some of the chords, like the root chord, E, and also the dominant chord, B7, formed from this chord. And since we're doing them with the right hand, we want to make sure we use our 3rd finger and our 4th finger on this one. And there's also this variation on that chord. Also, we got some G major chords, the same thing in G, like that. And the hardest little part probably comes right towards the end when you slow down a little bit and measure 35 and play that little figure. And then we finish with the E major chords. Now, you may have noticed that every one of these chords is on the offbeat. So it's 1 and 2 and 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 1 and 2 and. Now, when you have 4 sharps, the easiest thing to remember is what note is not sharp. Well, E is not, and that's easy to remember because there's no obvious sharp right above E, right? E sharp is there, but you know, like I say, there's no obvious sharp for E. And same with B. There's no obvious sharp there. That would be B sharp, but it's not in this song. A is the only note that's not sharped in the key signature. But what does Mr. Bartok do? He puts it into that very first scale. Now we must count this. 1 E and a 2. So I'll say 1 E and a 2 and 1 and 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 2 and, okay? So the introduction there is very important to get the rhythm right. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two, one, two, one, two. Next part. Bartok studied music of the countryside. He went out into the country with his little tape recorder and recorded many local musicians and little bands and playing folk songs. And he incorporates their ideas into his compositions. About measure 17, we take a shift of key into the key of the dominant, which is B. And we've got some chords in the left hand, starting with these perfect fifths, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and with the melody. All right, here the chords are kind of interesting, even though I played them wrong. We start with the first one, and I like 1, 2, and 4 here instead of 1, 3, and 5. So the alternate fingering, 1, 2, and 4.
our next chord, 1, 2, and 5. It's easy to get to this way. Here's the one I missed, an E minor. I got it the second time, and then back to our B major chord, right? B major chord, but in this inversion. And then a nice little melody going on there. Now the next part always seemed like it should be loud to me, but it's marked soft. And, you know, it's in the key of G, so maybe it's a little bit easier. Now here at the end it says ritenuto, or R-I-T-E-N period. That means you slow down. It's not a ritardando where you slow down gradually. You just go to a slower speed. So just do that kind of slow. And then this is the opposite of a ritardando. It's an accelerando. So you start speeding up to the very end. Also noticing the score, it's marked vivace, but the very beginning marked sostenuto. Is it slower? Maybe. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, just don't forget to work on all those little spots that Tony showed you, and I'll see you again on another video, probably something from book 1 that I can play with 2 fingers. 1, 2. Okay, see you all. Bye.